From now on, I'd like to tell you a story that might feel a little unfamiliar, a little shocking, but definitely fascinating once you hear it. And the protagonist of this story is salmon semen. When most people think of salmon, they imagine a fish on a dinner plate. But in the medical world, salmon is seen very differently, especially salmon semen. Because right now, at this very moment, dermatologists, plastic surgeons, orthopedists, and dentists all around the world are using something extracted from it as a regenerative substance more expensive than gold. That substance is called PDRN. PDRN might sound like nothing special at first. It's simply pieces of salmon DNA cut into specific lengths. But here's the interesting part. The human body accepts it without triggering an immune reaction. And once these fragments enter the body, injuries and inflammation begin to heal surprisingly fast. Cells behave as if they've been given new building material. That's why doctors call PDRN a basic ingredient for regeneration. A safe, easy-to-use regenerative injection. And the king of mainstream regenerative treatments. So what exactly does this substance do inside the body? Once PDRN enters the body, it immediately switches on the body's regeneration signals. Damaged skin heals faster, skin treated with lasers becomes less red, inflammation calms down, and the skin becomes more hydrated and elastic. This is why PDRN is widely used in Korean aesthetic medicine, and it's not just for skin. It helps when tendons or ligaments are damaged, so orthopedists often use it for sports injuries and chronic inflammation. In dentistry, it promotes gum regeneration and helps patients recover faster. After implant surgery, above all, PDRN is extremely safe. It causes almost no immune reaction and has very few side effects, so doctors can use it repeatedly without much concern. This advantage alone is enough to justify calling it the #1 regenerative material in mainstream medicine. There are a few substances that may have stronger regenerative effects than PDRN, but nothing is as safe, easy, and consistent as PDRN. This leads to another question. How can an external substance like salmon DNA be accepted by the human body without any reaction? The human immune system is extremely sensitive to foreign proteins, but surprisingly indifferent to DNA. That's because our bodies constantly break down old cells, and DNA is released all the time. So our immune system doesn't treat DNA itself as a threat. This means that as long as external DNA is clean and properly purified, the body accepts it with little issue. This is the key strength of PDRN. It has strong regenerative effects while barely stimulating the immune system. Now the story gets even more interesting. Why did salmon semen become such an expensive regenerative substance? First, salmon is a very unusual organism. It moves from the ocean to fresh water, from warm waters to cold streams, and even climbs waterfalls. Yet, its cells remain remarkably unharmed. This incredible resilience is due to salmon DNA being extremely stable and structurally very similar to human DNA. In other words, Salmon naturally carries nucleic acids that the human body can accept, almost like familiar material. Scientists added extraction and purification technology to this, and salmon semen transformed into a valuable medical ingredient with a very high price tag. When you look into the manufacturing process, the reason becomes obvious. To make PDRN, you must collect salmon semen, extract the nuclei from the sperm cells, purify only the DNA, cut it into precise lengths, then run it through dozens of filtration and sterilization steps to reach pharmaceutical-grade purity. During this process, the raw material is like a bucket full of water, but the final usable product is just a few drops. Because of this extremely low yield, it has become even more expensive than gold. Now let's look at why the PDRN industry has grown so rapidly. PDRN is a rare case where everyone benefits. Materials that once had little value, like salmon milt, can be purchased very cheaply. Pharmaceutical companies use their advanced technology to generate high margins. Doctors can use it easily without fear of serious side effects. Patients experience fast and noticeable recovery. With all three sides benefiting, it's natural that the market continues to expand. Another fascinating fact: only 2 countries in the world have fully mastered and commercialized this technology: South Korea and Italy. Korea already has world-class expertise in this field. Treatments like rejuran, PDRN, injected into facial skin, are widely known. Foreign patients even travel to Korea specifically for aesthetic treatments that use PDRN, just like many K-beauty procedures have spread worldwide. PDRN is now used globally as well. So what about the future of PDRN? Right now it is popular in dermatology and plastic surgery, but its potential is much wider. With rapid aging across many countries, healing muscles, ligaments, tendons, and soft tissues is becoming increasingly important. This means the orthopedic market for PDRN could explode. In dentistry, the demand for regenerative support after implant surgery is growing rapidly as well. And the biggest trend is this: the era of DNA-based regenerative medicine has begun. PDRN is only the first step. More advanced nucleic acid-based treatments will follow. Salmon may have been the starting point, but this technology is now becoming a new standard in regenerative medicine. To summarize today's story, salmon semen, a material that might seem shocking or strange, was simply the starting point. The stability of its DNA and its similarity to human DNA gave scientists a decisive clue. With sophisticated purification and medical application, PDRN became the king of regeneration. It has few side effects. It's easy to administer, its effects are clear, and demand continues to rise. This is why PDRN has become one of the most successful regenerative technologies born from salmon, now firmly established in the global medical market. If you enjoyed this topic, I'll also upload a video introducing companies you can actually invest in related to this technology. Thank you.